Hey fam, hey, welcome back to my channel. Here we are at another week of Sister Wives, season 18, but this one is episode 5. Now I know that they gave it its own title, but I'm going to give it my own title, and I'm going to call this one, I Got a Secret. Or we could call it Outside. Or we could call it Square Jaw in a Puffer Coat. I swear, the same thing week after week after week, and we are still talking about Christmas. Well, we're going to jump into it because, Mary did say she had a secret, and it wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be, but it's on the way to where we know she's probably going to end up or does end up. So let's go ahead and come back right after the jingle. When we return from commercial break, we see a little bit of a flashback of what happened last week, which was what? Surprise, surprise, more conversation about Christmas. And as we were sitting outside, Mary and Square Jaw are talking about what's that word when you're unable to at least live amicably, but something came in and now it's fallen apart. Those aren't the exact words, but that's basically what you're asking. What did I do? How did I cause this to happen? But Square Jaw is so unaware, she'll never ask that question. Of course, we start with Janelle, who thought that she needed another piece of furniture, but her apartment is so small that she knew it couldn't be anything major. So she remembered this bed or this beanbag chair that Christine had. And so Christine's like, oh, dude, I'll just give it to you, I'm like, wow, okay, great. You just want a beanbag chair, which I think someone said was actually for the dogs. But of course, Christine says, well, I bought this beanbag chair with Angry Spice, so I don't want it in my house anymore. When I put it out in the garage, I was hoping he'd take it, but he didn't. So here, you can have it. Of course, they get to talking, and they talk about where their marriage is, and Janelle says a few things, and Christine suggests that her neighbor in Utah wants to move, and so there will be an open townhouse next to hers, and why doesn't she just consider moving up there? Now I think it's a great idea, but of course Janelle comes back and says, if Savannah wasn't in school and she wasn't so settled here right now, I would totally consider it. I'm not sure if Janelle really would consider it, only because she is still so hoping that things turn around at this point. She still wants to be out on Coyote Pass. She's even said, if they'd all wanted to move to Utah and just leave me here, I would be fine with that. So I don't think that she really has any interest except to get away from Cody and the situation that she's in, which I don't blame her for. I would be heading towards whatever highway, expressway, roadway would take me the furthest away from these crazy people that you are unfortunately in a family with because you are raising children together. Now, I think this is a wonderful thing that Christine suggests. She just wants to see her friend happy. And we see that Christine has moved to Utah. She's flourishing. She's got a new man. Not at this point in what we see in the season, but she is dating David Woolley, of course we know, and getting married in a few weeks. So she just kind of wants for Janelle to have the same freedom at least. Not quite there with the happiness because she hasn't found it in David Woolley yet, but she wants her to start having some freedom. Angry Spice has not spoken to Savannah since her birthday, which was early December. We are now past Christmas. And again, I ask, what did Savannah do? All she did was that she was basically the child of Janelle and not the offspring of Square Jaw. So Christine says, why stay in this? Why be here? He lives a half an hour away. He comes into town. You could pick up the phone and call your daughter. She did nothing. Okay, you and the boys don't get along. You and Janelle just had a fight. I've left you. Mary's on her way out the door. The only person you want around is Robin Squarejaw and her kids, Squarejaw Juniors. But Savannah didn't do anything to you. Savannah doesn't do anything to anyone. So the fact that she was sitting on TV and said, yeah, I haven't talked to him, that says a lot because Savannah doesn't really share her feelings all that often. He then says that, Christine and Janelle have torn my world apart. They've shattered my world. No, Cody, you shattered your world. And I don't know how many times, other than all that we've said here on YouTube, other influencers, vloggers, bloggers, I don't know how many different ways we can say that you did it. You're obviously not listening to us because why? You're a narcissist and you can't hear anything past the weeping and gnashing of teeth that goes on at the, square jaw manner. So there you go. He said that he'll eventually bring Savannah Christmas. I'm just going to leave that there. So finally, Christine says, well, is he just gonna leave everybody but Squarejaw? He already has, Christine. He has. You've pointed out that he doesn't treat Mary very well. Like, you've all said that he doesn't talk very nicely to her. He doesn't talk nicely about her. When he's in her presence, it's like he's got the ick the entire time. He has even said, why does she still live here? Why is she here? Why does she stay? I'm not coming around. Yeah, you're supposed to court me, but I'm not coming. Yeah, so we all wonder the same thing. Is he just going to leave everybody? No, he's going to make you all leave him. That's what's going to happen, because he's already doing it. When we come back from commercial break, Mary and Squarejaw are sitting outside Mary's house, and of course they're talking about Christmas. And Squarejaw says, Christmas was just tragic for me. Right. You made it tragic because of the big text scandal that we've all heard about. So now we kind of get even more in depth about what the text scandal was. Christine starts to tell us that the kids decided, we're going to get together, we're going to give gifts to each other. And then Robin jumps in and felt somehow in there that her kids were disenfranchised and that, this was just an exercise in futility. Now, if I thought Robin knew what that sentence meant, I might understand why she felt that way. But because I know that she can't really string sentences like that together, I'm wondering who wrote that sentence for her. Maybe it was Aurora. Maybe it was, what's her name? Ariel. She took her binky out of her mouth long enough and said, Mom, try the sentence, an exercise in futility. We learned that in kindergarten. So Mary then says, because, Squarejaw's talking about, Isabel came over and Truly came over and McKelty came over. And Mary says, well, I didn't even know Isabel was in town. Did you know Truly was in town? Did you know McKelty was in town? Did you know the boys were in town? Oh, I think you did know the boys were in town, but the only person you care about is Isabel. Now, somebody, I think, said that they used to be pretty close as Isabel was growing up. And so she was a little hurt that no one told her that she was in town. Well, I'll tell you why you might have been hurt was because, well, it was second Christmas that they came to. And I don't think you were invited. You barely made it to one, but you was in there. You was in there like swimwear, girl. You was all up in there Christmas Eve and Christmas. Second Christmas would have been too much. They said, nope, we can only handle her for about 48 hours. And that's separated time. That's not consecutively, because you could have just stayed the night. But no, you had to go home and you had to drive back the next day. You were not coming back for second Christmas. You weren't. It wasn't going to happen. So then Mary says, well, I'm not really sure why Robin's telling me this. It's just kind of hurtful, but she's just, rubbing it in, rubbing that salt in the womb. Well, that's because that's what she does, Mary. The only person who doesn't realize that that's what she does is you, because you want to keep holding on to the fact that you were the one who saw her across a crowded room, told Angry Spice that he should go dance with her. She manipulates. She pulled the okie doke on y'all, and you still get the okie doke, hanging on to every little thread that they give you. You are taking every bone that they throw. Christmas Eve wasn't even at your house when it was supposed to be. You didn't get to come to second Christmas. No one told you when your favorite child was in town besides your own. Anybody seen Leon? I'm just wondering. So again, of course, Squarejaw, plays her dumb act because Mary says, Angry Spice said that COVID is what revealed us. And so she's like, well, I just don't know. Like, what is it? Like, I don't know. I thought this was a safe place. Well, see, that's what happens when you don't read the Yelp reviews. Right? We all know what Yelp reviews are. When you are going to be a part of something, you're going to buy something, you're going to visit a store, a restaurant, there are these things online called Yelp reviews. The Yelp reviews are from people who have done these things and are now giving you an honest review about that thing, place, or person. You did not check the Yelp reviews when it came to the Brown family. You were concerned with finding a place that you could put your kids, where your bills would be paid and you would be taken care of. But you didn't look at the family as a family. You thought, I have a plan. I'm going to join this family. I'm going to become the favorite wife because the queen wife is the one who is taken care of. And I hope that everybody under me falls in line. That's what you were hoping. No one leaves because no one leaves. So you never even thought of that. But you left. You said you were abused, Robin, and so you left. You were in a situation where you did not feel like you were being treated kindly, so you left. So why wouldn't Christine leave? He may have never put a hand on her. And I don't know that that's what happened to you, but that's the way you tell the story. But of course, we know how you are when you tell stories. You like to let people look like they have really done you wrong, when in fact, he probably just wiped a bug off your shoulder and all of a sudden you're in an abusive relationship. Now, I am not at all making light of an abusive relationship. If she really was, that's horrible and she should have left. All I'm saying is that now you have got to look at the other side. Turnabout is fair play. If they are in a relationship, Christine, Mary, and Janelle, with a man who is abusing them, whether it is physically, emotionally, all of those things, and you are a part of it, they should leave. But somehow you don't see it that way. You really did ride the short bus to school. I am convinced. Did you go to school? You were homeschooled? Wow. You just took those little tests? Did you even get your GED? I don't remember what her education level was. I can't remember. I don't remember. So Mary goes on to say that, Angry Spice basically said, well, I've had trouble with Christine from the beginning. Then, of course, he said the same thing to Mary. I've had trouble with Mary. I regret marrying her. Now he's saying it to Janelle. We've never been a team. You've never been on the same page. And it's just the same old crap that he likes to spew when he's done with you and it's time to move on. And now he feels like he has this loyal wife. Here's the thing. If he did find another wife and she treated him like Robin treated him or looked like Robin looked back in the day when the family started falling apart when you came, you would get a taste of your own medicine, Square Jaw. And as Christine said, we don't think you've ever lived plural marriage. So the one thing I noticed when we came back from commercial break again is that we didn't see Nathan this week. He did not have any couch time. Y'all have a question. Why Nathan low-key looked like Cartman from South Park? Okay, moving on. So now we go back to, Mary and Square Jaw sitting outside of Mary's house. Y'all, okay, first of all, let me talk about the whole sitting outside thing. I'm tired. Because A, it's damn cold outside right now in Flagstaff for them during this episode. And they're sitting outside. Now, I'm not sure if both of them are sitting outside because their houses are a mess. I mean, we did see Square Jaw Manor during Christmas time, and there was just like shit all over the place. From medications to caroler villages and Christmas carol cookies. And I mean, my gosh, like clean up your place. You know how they say that whatever your life looks like on the outside is kind of how you keep your house. Like what your house looks like is kind of what your life looks like. I mean, I guess so. Like, I guess the adage is true. But I really don't understand why they don't film inside, except I think that Mary doesn't care. But Square Jaw and Angry Spice won't go inside her house because, she's got to show off her black puffer jacket. Miss Square Jaw. She's show off her puffer jacket. So they're outside. So anyway, I think that this scene is basically this big setup to talk stuff about Christine. They're trying to blame Christine for everything. And of course, Mary goes back to a time in the marriage that Christine had maybe just come into the family or not too long. And that Christmas, Cody gave her all these gifts. He gave her all the gifts, just gift after gift after gift, and didn't get Mary anything. So then he all of a sudden remembers, oh yeah, there was this gift in my room. Let me go get that gift. And it was a hoodie. I really want to know what the hoodie said, if it said anything. But he went and got a hoodie for her and gave it to her. Christine says that she then does remember that and that she said to him, hey, why didn't you get Mary anything? And he says, well, you got her a gift certificate. It's just like, that's your wife. You have to get her a gift. Anybody who ever said, well, you got her a gift certificate, so you could give that and that could be the gift, I'm done with you. I'm done. We're getting divorced. I am not. Unless we know that we having money issues and it's like, baby, we gonna go through this thing, ride or die. We gonna ride this till the wheels fall off because we're gonna do better one day. But if I've watched you give another woman gift after gift after gift and you give me a hoodie, I'm gonna use that hoodie to keep me warm while I dig a hole to bury your body in that Christmas. I'm just saying. This ain't a violent channel, but I'm just saying, try giving me a hoodie for Christmas and you done gave somebody else all these gifts. Man, you will wish you never married me. You really regret marrying me then. Wow. So of course they start talking again about this roller coaster of emotions that you go on when you are with Cody. I feel like that they're both using like Duolingo for standard American English, and words have come up for them. Triggered, gaslit, and now emotional roller coaster. Like roller coaster was a word. Let me help you out on your next lesson. Roller coaster is a compound word. It's made up of two separate words, roller and coaster. I hope they ask you that on your test, and I have helped you out. So then Mary says, okay, well, Robin, I got a secret. And she goes, you got a secret? And she goes, yeah. I tracked Cody's time. Not like who he was with, but that he wasn't with me. And Robin then says, oh, well, what's funny is I've got the same secret. I tracked him too. No, you didn't, because you're not that smart. You're not that swift. You tracked Christine. That's what you did. And honestly, I don't think she did it. I think that Cody said, hey, did you happen to notice how much time I spent with Christine, huh? Did you happen to notice? Yeah, that whole month that I was gone, that whole month that I didn't visit the office, I was at Christine's house because I figured, yeah, she wouldn't complain if I was over there. Well, that's really not how it should work. You don't go to a wife's house because you think she's going to stop complaining. If you go to the house, she should stop complaining. But according to Christine, that the time you were there, you were on your phone. So you gave her 4 weeks time. Wow, that's a lot. In what was it, 20 plus years of marriage, you gave her a full month with her. And the rest of the time, it went to Robin. You tracked her. Give me a break. So if all of them are saying, well, he wasn't at my house, he wasn't at my house, he wasn't at my house, where was he? Where were you, Angry Spice? Did you have a concert with the other Angry Spice Girls? The other Spice Girls? Were you on tour? Is that where you were? Wow. So then he uses the excuse that, well, listen, I was not at Robin's house. Like, not really. Because she gave me an office and a garage space. So you never came out of the office and you only entered the house through the garage? Is that what you're trying to say? Because that is the only thing that would make this even sound completely ridiculous instead of completely ridiculous. Get out of here, man. And Christine said she knew that he was at her house more. Speaking about Square Jaw. And then this person, because I had to find the word, sits on the couch and does what? Cries again. If you don't stop crying,
stop.
as my mom used to say, I will give you something to cry about. I mean, I can't give you nothing to cry about because I don't know you and I don't live nowhere near you. And if I did see you out in public, girl, I would. Ooh, if I saw you out in public, people put out, can I take a picture with you? Oh, I'd take a picture with you. All right. I would take a picture with you. I'm going to just let y'all hear that and do what you want. So she says, I tried very hard to be kind to her. Right. You tried really hard to be kind to all of them. If kind is not letting them watch your kids, not letting any of her children come near you. Well, not any, but most. Not letting them be a part of the gift exchange without getting involved. Yeah, you tried really hard to be kind. Putting a sign on your refrigerator that says, like, don't eat any food without asking. Okay, yeah, you were real kind. Then Christine does say that she was jealous of Square Jaw. right? And then Squarejaw says, well, I don't know if she was jealous. And then I think that she says she spent some time in Las Vegas being jealous. Which is it? I was so proud of Christine when she says, I would never be friends with Squarejaw because I can't trust her. And you shouldn't trust her, Christine. You shouldn't. That is a part of the waking up process. When someone who you thought was kind of cool with you and then they do something that changes even that little bit of coolness, we will never be cool again. That's how I know Christine is a sister on the inside. She might not be a sister on the outside, but she's a sister on the inside. And there's another way that she proves that she's a sister on the inside, and that's when she's planning her birthday party, and her crush is Shamar Moore. And she says every time he says baby girl, it just does something to her. That's because you down with the swirl. With the swirl. Janelle has a conversation with Angry Spice and Squarejaw. And she basically says that, I said something to Cody, or I said something to Robin, sorry. Robin went back and told Cody. So she said, okay, I see how it works. Yeah, she can't be trusted. She cannot be trusted. Robin cannot be trusted. And that's another reason I know that she was not really kind. And if she was kind, it was probably always to get something from Christine or Janelle and Mary right now. She's being kind to Mary to get information. We go on to part 4. And now I just start feeling like Squarejaw is just grilling Mary, asking her questions about the past, trying to fakely figure this thing out about why the family has been torn apart. Here's the thing. Mary finally says something that actually makes a little bit of sense and says Robin cannot state what happens between Christine and Cody. And I say the same thing. Girl, leave folk alone. It's none of your business. Whatever happened to, I'm not supposed to know about another wife's troubles with Cody. You seem to know a lot about Cody's troubles with other wives because Cody comes home and tells you. Then, of course, it's like I felt like other people were more important than me. I wanted to punch her in the face. I can't. Then, of course, she does the I don't care soliloquy. That's what I call it. Allow me to perform it for you now. I don't care how big the house. I don't care how many presents. Wherever everyone's getting together, that's just a cheap version of our family and what it used to be. Thank you. I can hear you applauding. I can. And if you're not really applauding, I feel like you might be applauding in your heart. Thank you. Thank you. I call that the I don't care soliloquy. Oh boy, it's amazing. So then Christine, of course, goes back to when the kids said, whatever Christine's going to do for Thanksgiving, I will do that. And, she can't control that. She can't control being cool and that the kids want to hang out with her and spend a holiday, right? So it's fine. So then, of course, Squarejaw, in all of her tears, says that she needs to know how her family got blown to smithereens. There's this thing called streaming, Robin. And so I think that what you need to do is turn on that big 64-inch TV you got hanging over that fireplace in Squarejaw Manor and rewatch 17 years in a row of how your family got blown to smithereens. We then jump to planning Christine's 50th birthday party, which is going to be a 50 sock hop themed gathering. I really wish I could have gone because I bet partying with her is actually pretty fun. She, of course, decides that she's not going to invite the Sanderson sisters, and you could guess who that is. And she's not going to invite Billy either. And if you have seen Hocus Pocus, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Then, of course, they joke about inviting a special someone, a certain celebrity crush. And like I said, they are talking about Shamar Moore. It has been a year since Mary's mom passed, and of course we remember that Mary's mom ran the B&B, and now her friend is running it for her. And she is driving in the car when Mary reveals that she is going to move her clothing line to Southern Utah. She says, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving Cody. I'm not running away, whatever. But I am going to go ahead and move the business up to Southern Utah. We do know that later on, about a year and a half later, she moves her entire self up to Southern Utah and is now free of the clan. So she goes, maybe they'll be okay. Maybe they'll be like, whatever. She knows that Angry Spice doesn't give two dips, but of course she thinks that Square Jaw will, or that maybe they'll both be like, peace out, get out. So of course she's gonna tell Square Jaw before she tells him because again she knows he won't care. It's really sad that Mary gets treated like this sort of second-hand citizen, but I think there is a part of her that has done it to herself. I also think that, of course, she just married a douche. And you know, I know we talk about Mary being not such a nice person. You know, I don't really spend a whole lot of time on Mary because they don't spend a whole lot of time on Mary, and she really doesn't say a whole lot. But I don't think that any woman should be treated the way that we see her being treated. And so I am glad that she's away. I'm glad that she is finding her freedom and she's doing exactly what she said. She likes to travel, listen to audiobooks. She loves road trips, all that kind of stuff. The thing that really got under my skin, amongst all the other things, was that she says she knows that he's had conversations about her, but he hasn't had conversations with her. Yeah. That's when you know it's time to go and that you're dealing with probably a little bit of a psycho and sociopath, as well as, again, a narcissist. Next time, Christine talks to a matchmaker and she presents that idea to her children, and we know that it does work. I'm not sure if this is the matchmaker part that works or if the online thing is later. I'm not really sure, but she does talk about maybe going out and dating again and that she's a little nervous. Of course, Mary is going to tell Square Jaw, and she has a lot of anxiety about it and tells her friend, yeah, I'm going to tell him. It's about that time. And then, of course, Janelle meets Cody and says that she wants to stay separated. And quite honestly, from what they showed in the clip, he doesn't really look that surprised, or maybe it's just a look of good. I have finally done my job, and all these Howialchals, witches, are out of my life, and I can ride off into the sunset with Square Jaw. All right, y'all. That's all I got. I don't think there's any more to be said about episode 5. Yeah. I wanted to shout out one of my subscribers, and I'm going to find her name because she was so great. She was like, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this long, drawn out thing for us. Listen, my pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure, because I know that we don't all have the time to sit and watch it, or we just don't have the stomach to sit and watch it. Let me see. But yes, I am the person that if you don't want to watch the whole episode and you just want to hear the recap, come on over. Listen, share with your friends. Tell them about my channel, Realities TV. We have fun over here. You know, it's a fun thing for me to do. I hope I'm making you laugh because I think laughter makes the world go round. Remember that if there's something you want to do not hesitate to go out and do it. There's enough room for everybody. If I can do it, so can you. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and hair grease. We out.